Hello. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? I've just gone through the most stressful 60 minutes of my life. I've had so much technical problems. Hopefully you can all hear me and see me. Let me know in the chat. I don't know if there's going to be a massive delay. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed in the last 60 minutes because, wow. I think you guys can hear me and see me. I've got no responses. Yes, okay, it's all coming through now. Fantastic. Right, oh my god, I'm on mute. Can you all hear me? Or what? Let me hear what you guys are saying. I don't know if any of this is working. Hi Lewis, sounding fine. Fantastic. Right, I am, honestly, I'm not good because I spent 3 hours yesterday sorting, this live stream out. Everything worked fine. And then I go to do it at 7:30. All of a sudden, can't get on it. Don't know why. Why can't I get on my live stream? And then I got problem after problem after problem. Got no one to go and speak to. Don't really have any YouTube mates. So have to figure out on my own. Oh my god. That was the most stressful 60 minutes ever. I don't think I'm going to be streaming for an hour. I think I'll do it for 30 minutes. But how we're all doing. I don't even know where this live stream is going to go, to be honest, because the plan was to do a Q&A, talk about the League One season, and yeah, I'm watching myself back, and I can see I've got a massive delay, so I've got to bear that in mind in the future when you guys are watching me back. But yeah, very stressful 60 minutes, but let me know how you've all been. Red Reaper, you've put... yeah, mate, it's been all over the place. But I'm glad you guys can all hear me, which is good. Live streams in the future, once I can figure it out, I'm gonna do a few more practice goes next week. I wasn't gonna live stream next week because we got Gilliam in the cup. I wasn't really gonna do anything about that. I was gonna mainly do it for Reading the day after. This season, especially, my plan for live streams was to do ratings. So we do like a rating stream. So what I'll do is I'll go through the Luton players, I'll go through the coaching staff, and I'll give them a rating. I see people do this as a YouTube video, and I thought it'd be quite a cool concept to do in a live stream, and everyone in the live stream can basically put their ratings in as I go through each player. Jelly Belly, you put, sorry, I didn't get the notification until now. Same, this is why I didn't know I was even live until I got a message from Danny and Aiden, literally putting in a message in. I had no clue I was live, and then I saw it and I was like, right, I think I am live. Lucky I've got an intro. Otherwise you would have just seen me just like freak out. But yeah, it's really frustrating, YouTube. I don't know what's gone on. I did multiple restarts, multiple, plug in and out, multiple switching whatever button it was. Yeah, really was trial and error, as Highland Hatter has said. The main rivals for League One this year, Leicester and Sheffield Wednesday, potentially. I think Leicester will definitely... I'd be amazed if Leicester are not competing for a promotion. I think their situation's completely different to us when we got relegated. Although our players, some of them were definitely too good for League One, and that's why they went off to Championship. But Leicester players are on another level. And the fact they even got relegated in the first place was just, poor attitude players for sure. And the facilities, Russell Martin, I like to think he'd be able to, sort things out and, get them back on track. But Sheffield Wednesday, I think their fans, there's a good feel-good factor around Hillsborough and, new owners. They've got some good signings in already. That's, giving them a positive feeling. They've got record-breaking season ticket sales. So if they can translate the feel-good factor off the pitch onto the pitch, there's no reason why they can't be competing at the top end and definitely will be a promotion rival. I think MK Dons will as well. I think people... are overlooking MK Dons because of the football club they are. but they're building a really, really good squad, and I can definitely see them doing what Bradford did last season and getting a playoff position. They will definitely give Stockport County, us, a good run for our money, that's for sure. But I believe in what Wilshire's doing. Pre-season is looking good right now. Hopefully the final pre-season game against Go Ahead Eagles, which I'm attending, is also good. And yeah, we can just get buzzing, win the first round on the cup, and then yeah, just go into that game against Reading, hopefully with a good positive start. Will there be a League One table predictions video? Yes, there will be, Danny. That is coming soon. I have scheduled it. I have planned it. Don't worry, it will be coming. I'm doing a lot more League One content now, especially with how good the recent ones did. I was completely surprised, wasn't expecting it, and they've done very, very well. Even outperformed some of my Luton videos, which is, you know, doesn't happen often. So I'm absolutely delighted by that. YouTube is pretty bad at lives. It is. I don't want to go through a different streaming platform. I might do StreamYard going forward. Well, then, no, it's not even StreamYard. I don't do Twitch because I kind of want to keep everything all together. Like the live streams, it makes sense to keep it here. It doesn't make sense for me to do it on another platform. That's why I do it. I'm live streaming through OBS, and I think OBS was sending the signal to YouTube, and it was telling me it was connected. But then when I was going onto YouTube, it wasn't displaying anything. It wasn't showing me what the issue was, and it was saying that I was live, but I knew I wasn't live. And I'm like, why am I not live? Because normally it tells me straight away, oh, you've got viewers and the chat and everything else. You've got, you know, I can actually see people communicating. Whereas, yeah, it just took forever to get to that point. What away games are you looking forward to? Definitely Leicester away. I'm very, very excited for that. Sheffield Wednesday as well, but they moved that to 12:30 kickoff. So frustrating, you know, no care for fans there. Like, okay, I understand it. They've got to put games on TV because there's an agreement in place with all the Football League clubs that they will broadcast your game X amount of times per season. But in doing that, what they've done is they've absolutely punished clubs that, you know, have to travel. For example, Luton, we've got so many local games. So for us to put one of our games at 12:30, it isn't a problem if we're playing another local side. Like if we're playing Stevenage, MK Dons, Wickham, it's not the end of the world to put those games at 12:30. But Sheffield, which is more than a 2-hour drive from Luton, why is that a 12:30 kickoff? That's when they need to consider this. And, you know, they do a campaign soon, the Football League and Sky. Well, Sky do a campaign, which is, you know, they're trying to be carbon zero, save the planet and all that. But then they make it so difficult for you to use public transport. So they kind of do the reverse effect and actually make the situation worse. They want people to take public transport. Well, you're not making it easy. And if our train network was a bit better in this country and a lot cheaper, more fans would actually use public transport and use the train and actually trust the system. But, you know, that's Sky for you. But yeah, I find it absolutely mental. Sheffield Wednesday, though, I am looking forward to the away trip. What other ones am I looking forward to? I am looking forward to MK Dons. We've not played MK Dons at the current stadium, and as someone who lives in Milton Keynes, I can walk to the stadium. Happy days for me. I don't need to drive. I can use a bit of fitness and walk to the stadium. Not anymore though, actually, saying that, because I've just moved into my brand new flat, which you are seeing me in my current position now. I used to be able to walk to the stadium, not anymore. But my gym is very close nearby, as I've met a few subscribers recently in my local gym. Hello, if you are watching today's live stream. But yeah, those are the ones that I'm looking forward to. I would like to tick off AFC Wimbledon because I didn't get the opportunity to go there last year. That sold out pretty quick and it didn't get to my sales category when buying tickets. I would like to go to Bromley, but that's a really small away end, so I feel like I'm going to end up missing that because of how, you know, the demand for tickets is going to be so high because people want to tick Bromley off as a stadium. I'm looking forward to Reading. I've never been there before. I've got my ticket for that, so I'm excited for that one, being the first game of the season. So yeah, quite a few away games I am looking forward to. Any thoughts on the 4-1 behind closed door game later? Very interesting game. Luca and Benny shining again. Yeah, I think it was the right decision by Jack Wilshere to play two different starting 11s. I wasn't expecting it, but when I heard the news in Spain that something like this might be happening, I was like delighted because I thought, okay, yeah, it makes complete sense. You know, get as many first team players 90 minutes as possible, because I was thinking that, you know, going into the game against Go Ahead Eagles, not many first team players actually have had 90 minutes. So yeah, it was a good opportunity. And when you're seeing youngsters like Benny, Luca, you know, who's the other lad, Fox, all start performing well, it gives you high hopes that the academy is working, and it gives you, you know, Wilshere a decision to make on whether or not do we sign players or do we actually use the players we've got. Benny is a left winger, or also left wing back, I've been told, but he's better further forward. You know, we don't have a left winger at the football club, not a natural one, not someone that can do the job with full confidence. And if Benny, for me, if he could get given an opportunity and he's proven that he can do it, you know, in pre-season, then why not give him a go in the league? Why not, you know, slowly embed him in, and then if he, you know, does extremely well, then we can. That's your player. That's your left wing spot. And then I'm sure we can sell him on for big money in the near future. I've been told, you know, in the past, Benny's had interest from higher clubs, but he wants to play for Luton. This is a player that supports the football club. You know, he's got a good family, I've been told, and they all want him to play for Luton. So fingers crossed that does happen, and let's see what happens with him. But to be, you know, Go Ahead Eagles side, you know, 4-1, it's an impressive result. I don't know if Luton have, you know, posted any clips from the game. I don't know if Go Ahead Eagles were playing, you know, any trialists, and that's why they wanted to do one game behind closed doors. I haven't seen any clips from the game, so it'd be interesting to see how the goals were scored in the match, and yeah, see how good Benny and the likes of Luca is. But I'm really impressed with Luca, to be honest with you. Luca's the one for me that I really want to be given an opportunity, but the problem is he plays in Casey Palmer's position. I thought Luca could play on the left. I think he can also play on the right, but I think the best version of him is through the middle, like he was playing with Notts County. And the thing is, after us spending, I wouldn't say we spent big on Casey Palmer, as it was revealed, it was actually quite a lot less money than I thought originally. You know, we're going to use him. He's in his prime of his career. We saw what he did, you know, last season. So Palmer's going to get given that priority over someone like Jaden Luca. But I really hope Luca gets minutes this year. It's important that he gets something. Otherwise, he's going to want to go out on loan, or he's going to want to leave to go to a club that will play him. And, you know, he's in the position to do that. That's what he wants at his point in his career. Just got to go through the comments now. Do I bet on football? Sometimes, but not all the time. Red Reaper, you've commented saying you're going to be going to the game tomorrow. I've seen you around quite a bit for the last few games last season, and I remember talking to you in the stands before Wickham at home last season. Yes, season ticket holder. I will be going to the game tomorrow. I will be sitting in my normal seat as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. Like, the Kenny for me is church, so especially on a Sunday, it's quite, you know, poetic. So go there, pray for the 3 points, pray for the win, and yeah, onwards and upwards. But yeah, we'll be going to the game tomorrow. What are your thoughts on Luton and Leicester this season? I think both teams going for promotion. Danny, you've commented saying been watching your videos for over 7 years. I know you have, Danny. You are a very loyal subscriber. Heggles United put, do you want a cup run or just focus on the league? I think, look, if we can do both, I'm greedy. Let's do it, you know. I feel like there's no reason not to, you know. It's a good opportunity for us as fans, whether that's the League Cup or the FA Cup, to go on, you know, trips to bigger stadiums and try and beat the bigger teams. we get to tick off stadiums, we get to bring thousands of fans. There's no reason why. It's financial gain in this. As long as it doesn't impact the league too much, because of course the league is the most important thing here. It should be fun, but most of the time it doesn't impact the league, if I'm being honest with you. The FA Cup's more likely going to, because it impacts the latter stages of the tournament. But the League Cup, it doesn't. It impacts the first half of the season. So, look, if we've got the opportunity to, why not do it? You know, the Premier League clubs disrespect the competition. They play their second teams. They don't really care. And I find it mad that some clubs, especially some Premier League clubs like Fulham, never won a big trophy before. We've won a major honour in our, winning the Littlewoods Cup. They've won no League Cups. And yet they play a weaker team when they could potentially play a stronger one and try and win the competition. I find it absolutely crazy, but yeah, that's just me. But I would take a cup run if an opportunity did come our way. Where else am I? Right, if we fail to get promoted this season, should Wilshere go? Our squad seems more than capable, even if the league is more competitive than last season. I don't think so. I think there has to be clear progression. I think if Wilshere obviously does make clear progression in the league and we actually compete in the playoffs, I think he will stay because it's technically improvement from the previous season. So I think he will stay if that is the case. However, not getting top 6, I think that would be it. I think we will go, right, we've given you a go now, Wilshere. You've had 18 months and you've gone from outside the playoffs to outside the playoffs. There's no progression. So then I can see it happening. I think there'll be a lot of pressure if we don't achieve top 6 this year. So although right now it feels good, the positive atmosphere off the pitch, there feels like there is a good factor around the place. When I was watching Luton in Spain, everyone was in high spirits. That can quickly go if we revert back to what we were doing last year, especially in the first 75% of the season. The last 25% was fantastic, but the first 75% of the season was not good enough. Hi mate, I hope I'm not too late. You're not. To be fair, I don't know how long I'm going to be live streaming for. I also need to message my partner because she's meant to be coming to my flat this evening and I've ignored her because I was stressing out over this live stream. Right, let me message her. Right, where am I? Trains are too expensive anyway. They are far too expensive. MK Dons could be upper mid-table. They look good. I actually think they're going for playoffs for me. I would not be surprised if they get top 6. Lewis, how's your new job going? Very good. Very, very good. It impacted me at first with content because I was basically training on the job, but I was training during hours that are not my contractual shifts. Now I'm in my contractual shifts. It's a lot better now. I've got time to plan YouTube videos. I work American hours. So for me, I work in the evenings, which is absolutely perfect for me because I'm a night owl. I work a lot better late at night. So I get to do a lot of evening work. So while everyone's eating their dinner or preparing to go to sleep, I'm working away. But it gives me the opportunity during the day and also in the morning to plan, record, edit YouTube videos. So if you are a member on my channel, you're going to start noticing that you get to watch videos a lot sooner than everyone else does. I'm trying to get this more early than possible. I'm trying to do videos a little bit more in advance, but the issue is because I do a lot of reactionary on the content. If Luton announce stuff at certain points, I have to get the video out straight away basically. So it's sometimes not possible, but sometimes it is possible. But members will start noticing it. If you haven't already started noticing it, that videos are coming out a little bit earlier before everyone else gets to watch the actual video itself. But yeah, the new job, it's going really well. It's giving me the opportunity to actually take this YouTube channel to another level. It does impact live streams because I do evenings, and if you're gonna live stream during the week, it will impact me there. But then again, I might just live stream on my dinner break, and yeah, I'm entitled to a dinner break, so I can do it. But yeah, job's going really, really well. I hope we keep Benny around. To be fair, I've only seen bits and pieces of him. I haven't seen too much, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of him if he does feature, in those Virtue Trophy games. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him. Any news on Lawrence? No news on Lawrence at the moment. Hopefully we get to bring Lawrence back. But this is the thing. What do people want? Do people want Benny to get given more opportunities, or do people want to sign Lawrence? Technically, we do need 2 left wingers. So I wouldn't mind actually having Emilio Lawrence being the first choice and then Benny being the backup. And then in games, we can, swap them out. That'd be absolutely brilliant. And then you've got 2 prospects on the left-hand side. Of course, Lawrence will most likely be alone. But still, for next season, you've got 2 good players there for the left side. Are you happy with the new players we got in? Yes, I am, Rose. I'm absolutely delighted with, with the players we've brought in. I think, it feels like we've gone back to old school Luton ways. And also, it feels like as well, when you look at the players we're bringing in, they fit in the way Wilshere wants to play his football. That's the main thing. I can understand the signings. Whereas last season, the problem with the players we brought in, some fitted one way of playing, others fitted the other way of playing, and it was such a imbalanced side. And I kept saying it in a lot of my videos, especially in the first half of the season. We are so imbalanced. Some players can do what was being asked, some players couldn't. And then when Wilshere was installing his philosophy he basically understood that some players can't do it. And that's why some of them got frozen out or ended up leaving in the January transfer window. But this time around, it feels like everyone's more in line with what Wilshere wants. And to be fair, and it moves me on to this next comment, which is what tactics has Wilshere changed? Because I'm not a big fan of playing from the back, pass to the goalkeeper. There wasn't really much of that. There hasn't been. And if it does happen, they actually move it quite quick. So the actual tempo, the actual pace of it is so much better. Midfielders are coming in deeper to receive the ball. So we are playing triangles and progressing up the pitch in a different way. Wingers are getting more involved. The tactics, the patterns, the movement with and without the ball, it's starting to look natural. Whereas last season, it was looking forced. And it needed they needed a rocket up their bum in order to do certain movements. Whereas now it's coming naturally, it's coming second nature to them, and it's making them look like a proper team that know what they're doing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this style of play just evolving and getting better and better. My only concern is if we do win promotion and become a championship club, are we able to play this way? Because the championship teams, they have better players, they have better quality. Can we play the same way in the championship? But then that's a conversation to have basically in 12 months' time. Moving on to the next comment, I've got Jelly Betty's commented saying Benny will get some first team game time, and Fox is challenging too. I thought the Polish lad would be getting more game time. Luka, another good goal today. Yeah, the Polish lad, the 16-year-old. I mentioned him in a video recently towards the back ends of it. And I mentioned about, the fact that he hasn't featured too often this pre-season suggests to me that the coaching staff don't think he's ready. Considering we've got we needed a striker, the best opportunity would have been to play him during pre-season. But the fact that we didn't suggests to me that maybe under 21 football is probably his next step. And if he destroys under 21 football, then he's got to go out and play men's football. He's got to have maybe a National League loan or whatever that may be and see what he can do. To score 50 goals at under 18 level, you have to have something about you. You've got to know what you're doing. And there's got to be things there that suggest that you can go on to bigger and better things. But then again, it is under 18 football. So let's just see what happens with that. We don't also want to rush him either. Where am I in my comments? I hope we get to see Marshall tomorrow. I think we will. It's either going to be 60 or 30 minutes. I said it in my match preview. If any of you guys have seen my match preview, I do basically speak about Marshall and whether or not I think he will feature. I did originally predict him to start, but now I'm thinking about it. I think Devante Cole will start and then Marshall will come on for the last 30 minutes or something like that. I reckon we'll make some sort of change. Apart from Palmer, which signing are you most excited to see? I'm actually really happy about Johnston, by the way. I think having a ball-playing, left-footed centre-half who's great in the air really does help us in playing out from the back. Now, I think he's one of the major reasons of why it looks quite good at the moment in pre-season. Not saying like Naismith's terrible, but I think Naismith for me, he's a weird one because he's better suited being the left-sided centre half in a back five, whereas Johnston is so good in a back four. I think Naismith at times he needs someone talking to him, someone in his ear, communicating. And I do think the back four for next season is going to be, well, I think the centre back partnership is going to be Hakim Adofin and also George Johnston. Those two players, I think we're going to be absolutely solid in defence. Do you think Max Dowman will join Luton? Absolutely no chance. To answer that one, we're not even able to entertain it. I wonder if Baptiste will feature this season for him and others. The naming of the official squad for first half of the season will tell us everything, I suppose. I think Baptiste, I don't even know when he done his ACL. It was quite early into Wilshire's, time in charge. I think Baptiste will feature because I can see how Wilshere will use him. But the problem is there's a trust issue with Baptiste, and I know he doesn't get injured on purpose. But yeah, he picks up these injuries basically, and it's really frustrating. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to end the live stream in 5 minutes because I was delayed and my partner's ready to come over and I've already delayed her in coming. So I'm going to do 5 more minutes and then I'll try and figure out another time next week to do a live stream because I need to do another practice go before the season starts because I don't want to be as amateur as I was today, being literally nearly an hour late. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in and commenting on a Saturday evening. We clearly have nothing better to do than going out partying and clubbing. But anyway, where am I? Club or country? Luton every time. I am club for me. Who will impress most out of the new signings? Who will impress most? I think George Johnston will. I think he will surprise a lot of people. I think, when people think, oh, he got released by Bolton. Well, say got released. He was out of contract after Bolton. Why did they not keep him? I think he's going to surprise a few. He's definitely a top end, League One player for sure. We need a good start to the season for a change. Yes, we do. Any thoughts on which player will be League One top goal scorer? Good question. Top goal scorer in League One. Trying to think now. You really put me on the spot. I need to actually look at the League One strikers. Maybe that could be a future video. And I'll have a look. I can't really think on top of my head. My head's been pretty messed up from all this live stream nonsense which I've had to deal with, basically. I think George Johnston's going to surprise you. Yeah, mate, you've got something against him, and I don't understand why. And I don't see what you're seeing. I've seen him in pre-season, and I see there's a player there. And I've had decent reports from Bolton fans. I even asked a Bolton journalist who watched him for God knows how many years, and said nothing but good things about him. Says a lot, to be honest. So I think he's going to surprise you and actually be a good player for Luton. Jerry Yates, 40 plus goals this season, including those in training. I hope Jerry Yates doesn't play for Luton ever again. We've got that horribly wrong, that signing. So what happens to Gids? Do we get rid then because he isn't a left winger? There's no space in the squad, right? No, Gids will play as a number 10 or on the right hand side. There's competition on the right for sure. But it's either centrally or he goes on the right-hand side for me. For the first time since the Premier League season, I'm actually excited for the season to start. That's from Isaac. I'm excited. To be fair, I thought I was excited last season, but then Matt Bloomfield decided to change his mind and really frustrate me. What kind of kick-started what killed my excitement was Tottenham. When the Alfie Doughty nonsense and the club not communicating and selling him and not telling us the truth, that really went... my excitement went from here and it went straight down. So as long as we don't do anything like that over this weekend, that'd be absolutely great. Back 4 or back 3, Lewis? We're going to play a back 4. It'd be a 4-2-3-1 formation or a 4-3-3. I'm sure the tactical experts will say it's one formation out of possession, there's one formation in possession. I'm just calling it what it is. It's a 4-2-3-1, one striker, 3 attackers in behind, 2 players in front of the defence with a back 4. That's what it is for me. Is Amelia Lawrence coming through the door? I hope he is. Got to have a clean up before she comes over. Yeah, well, I actually do. I've got basically my washing's drying. I've got to do washing up because I got some food before I started this live stream. So I need to do that. So it's probably smelling over where my kitchen is. So yeah, I do need to clean up the flat before my partner comes over. I think George Johnson's going to surprise. No, I've already read that. How strong of an 11 do you think Wilshere will play against Gilliam? I hope he plays a strong one. I think he might make a few different changes. I don't think it'd be as strong as it can be, but I do think he'll play the likes of Luca, for example, potentially Benny, who's been impressing. I do think it won't be as strong as we think it will be, but I think it will be strong enough to win the game, and it should do. We should be beating Gilliam, in my opinion. You know, if there's a winnable cup game, let's win it. That's how I view it. But that's where I'm going to end this live stream, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate everyone's time, and I do apologise for being an hour late. I will work on it and I'll figure it out. This live stream stuff, it's all new to me. I might have to contact a few people and reach out and see if I can get it all sorted. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and yeah guys, I will see you all in the next one.